What's going on, YouTube? Is Donnie B all day. It got windy and cold outside, so I'm going to give you an indoor knife review. But that doesn't mean it's going to be some piece of crap tabletop. I can't stand those. So basically what I'm bringing you is the Benchmade something about a mountain skinner. I believe it's the Saddle Mountain Skinner. And it's actually a really, really good knife. It's a very, very attractive knife. I'm going to try and get some of these beautiful brown wood handles in there. It's, besides being beautiful, it's a bit confusing. The knife, while it has no choil to grab onto, does have not just one measure of jimping, but two. And the odd thing is that this blade is just over 4 inches long, and the steel is actually the same as, well, you know this one, the Buck. It's the S30V steel. It's the same steel as that, so you know the steel is good. It's pricey for a little knife, but it's worth it. This is a really, really good knife. I didn't even realize it even has the steel designation right on there, S30V. But here's my issue. The jimping here is actually good. It's useful. It's in the right spot for doing work with it. The jimping here, unless you have my size hands, where you're going to be reaching out like this and trying to use it, that's kind of useless. Most people, if you're going to be putting your thumb on the spine to use, is going to be actually right in between the two. So that is, I don't know, it's a bit confusing to me. It's a full tang, obviously, you can see, but look at the design work on top. It's just notched out really nicely. It I'm assuming it's for like some kind of palm grip, but I don't know. I just can't tell if I'm getting more or less grip or not with it if it was just flat. It looks nice though. I don't usually talk about sheaths much, but I'm going to talk about this one. This sheath is friction, right? It's brown leather, and the sheath is actually really nice. It's good, thick. It's got good stitching. The problem is this. The loop is really, really floppy. It's not that good of a belt loop. Outside of that, it has a plastic sleeve in there, and the plastic sleeve, I don't know if you can see this creep out a little bit, will tend to come out a little bit, so you have to push it back in. Now, being it as expensive as it is, you'd expect it to be a little bit better quality in all aspects, not just some. For literally half the price or under, Hen and Rooster makes this guy, which is nearly the same thing, with a much nicer sheath. And let's get rid of that there. But you look at this. This is, you know, German stainless. It's got a great blade, a great edge. This Hen and Rooster is awesome, and the handles are gorgeous. Really, really nice. I'm pretty sure you can get the detail in there, but we're not talking about that. So let's put that over there. This guy right here, it is, without question, shave sharp. Right out of the box, this thing comes really, really nice, ready to go. It cuts anything. And that's the one good thing about this knife is this edge will sear through, I don't know, cinder blocks made of chicken. It's really, really good. For a skinner, and I don't own a lot of skinners because I don't do a lot of skinning, but for a skinner, this thing is really, really useful just as an everyday carry. It's small enough to where, because it's a belt carry, it's not going to be, you know, all over the place and drawing too much attention. But it's big enough to be able to use as self-defense. It's strong enough to be able to use as self-defense. And as far as bushcrafting goes, it's strong enough to do bushcrafting. Survival skills, but at least your bushcrafting and skinning needs and things like, you could bring it fishing, you could bring it hunting, you could bring it to Costco and cut open all them big heavy boxes. It's a really, really good knife. I told you it's not going to be tabletop, so what I did is I brought outside in, and my girlfriend's going to love all the little wood chips all over, but this is not a chopper. Wood is flying all over the place, but it still chops. And I'll tell you, it chops a little bit better, actually maybe a lot bit better, than the Buck 539. The Buck 539 is great. If you've seen my video on this, you know this is a great knife. But that one chops just a little bit better. Also, what this thing is really, really prevalent at, it's really, really good to use for, is carving and feather sticking and things like that. Trying to get away some of this hard edge and this hard exterior of this wood, and I'll make a couple just little small, tight little curls. I use this a lot for when I'm building a fire in my fireplace. I like to test my skills even when I don't need to. I own a lighter, so I can light a fire with that, but I'd rather, you know, use a ferro rod and whatnot, just because it's more fun for me. But this actually does produce really good little curls. I like this knife a lot. It's actually one of my favorites as far as the 4-inch variety. But is it my favorite? No. That little the little Buck 539 is, and literally, how you like that crap? Y'all just did a somersault. That's pretty cool. I got acrobatic friends on YouTube. So, what separates this? The steel does the same action. It's the same work. What separates this one is it has a really, really cool little hand guard here, a little finger guard, and I really, really enjoy that when you don't have a when you don't have a choil. It gives you something to put pressure onto, and I like that. This one has little thumb notches in the wood, and that's good for if you're doing. I just totally put it out of frame. Little thumb notches in the wood there, and it's good for doing carving and feather sticking like that. You can actually thumb and finger pinch and really manipulate the knife the way you want it to go. It's awesome. You know, there isn't really too many negative things I could say about it. It does have a lanyard hole. It does have removable scales. It does have an unbeatable edge. And it's a really attractive knife. Again, if the belt loop was a little bit better and the plastic didn't pop in and out of the sleeves, and maybe rather than having 2 areas of jimping, maybe just extended this area, then this knife would be near perfect. It's a Benchmade, you know what I mean? It's a really, really good blade. It's really attractive, and it's really sharp. There's more things you can do with it, I'm sure. Of course, I just brought in a stick with me just to show you a little something. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing too many drop tests and throws with this inside. Even though I think it'd be funny, I would probably end up single in about 12 minutes. So, I don't know. Overall, all in all, and just for the sake of saying it, the Saddle Mountain Skinner from Benchmade, that's a real knife. I'll tell you what, 4 inches of manly little Skinner steel. So if you're looking for a good Skinner and you don't mind paying anywhere between $150 and $100, this is a very, very, very good knife. You'd enjoy it. I know I do. This is definitely something worth carrying. That's really not much more I can say about it, other than not much more I can say about it. So, YouTube, enjoy your day. Donnie B all day, and until next knife.